The 4th overall pick is in, and the Tennessee Titans have taken a Buckeye.
Oh.
And it is not Arvell Reese. The Tennessee Titans at 4 overall have taken Carnell Tate, wide receiver from the Ohio State University. Matt Harmon, he is the first wideout off the board.
Yeah, Carnell Tate is a really clean prospect. He's not necessarily in the same group of guys, like Malik Neighbors or even Harrison as a prospect. No, he hasn't really worked out, or, Jamar Chase, certainly, these guys who usually go in the top 5. That being said, he is a very, very good player that I think is going to hit the ground running right away as a strong pro. I mean, the thing with him that really stands out, 2 things really. Number 1, 7th best success rate versus man coverage that I've charted since 2021. He can eat up man coverage with those long strides, really good technique. He's especially good down the field and in the intermediate area. And I would say he is one of the most aesthetically pleasing players to watch catch the football that I've ever evaluated. He is just catches everything, hands fully extended. Yeah, I mean, he is a stud in that way. Like, I think he is going to help Cam Ward a ton, because you look at the guys in that room, like they signed Wan'Dale Robinson. He can live in the slot. They don't have anybody who can really win consistently on the perimeter. In fact, the player actually compared him to, not as a catcher, it's a little bit different than this guy, but as a route runner, as a separator, he kind of reminded me of like early career Calvin Ridley, who's still on the roster spiritually. I do think like this helps the team a lot, and from a fantasy standpoint, like you kind of want him to go with a young ascending quarterback who's going to hit him and give him those opportunities on breaking routes down the field. I do think if Cam Ward can really get it going, this is a good spot for Carnell Tate to potentially reach his ceiling.
So I know people, like I'm looking at Twitter right now, X, whatever you call it, and people are legitimately surprised. I'll be honest with you guys, I am not surprised. No. You needed to go offense. You didn't have to go offense, but you have a young quarterback. You drafted a couple of wide receivers last year. They're both nice pieces, both great on special teams, but they're not going to be your guy to help out your number 1 overall pick down to down.
Yeah.
To me, this had to be offense, and if it isn't Jeremiyah Love, I thought it was going to be Carnell Tate.
When they kept saying, we want to help out Cam Ward, they always hinted that, and everyone assumed Jeremiyah Love. And then also there's still that smoke. Everyone goes, well, if Jeremiyah Love is there, and that also should have told us what was happening at number 3. But they wanted to help out Cam Ward. But I still think last year, my comparison though for Carnell Tate, the upside is like a Reggie Wayne, like who is a
good player.
Yes, a very good player. Now a coach with the Colts, but has those long arms you guys mentioned. It snatches everything, big hands. Maybe not the speediest guy, but knows how to throttle and can win up and down the field. I actually think he has great synergy with Cam Ward, because Ward does so much creative stuff and then just throw it to spots where he can extend and create space as well. But last year, the Titans, Cam Ward was had the most routes of day 3 picks, if that makes sense. So how many routes were run by guys by rookies, I should say, drafted on day 3 or later, was the most on record that I can find in True Media's database.
What a stat.
What a stat. That's one to grow on, I believe they used to.
So
it felt that way, too.
So it wasn't round 1 talent. It wasn't a high-end free agents, because Calvin Ridley was just in and out. Like you said, he was there spiritually. He was very cast.
They did not have a good connection.
So it was just not a lot going on. So they needed to boost this. I'm indifferent on the Wan'Dale Robinson signing. Still don't really like it, but I do like this because it makes sense as more than maybe other stuff.
All right,
I might be the only person who doesn't like this pick.
It's rich.
I don't know if I would have taken him over Reese, but
hold that thought for a second.
Okay.
Here's what we're going to do. The Giants pick is in, the Browns are on the clock. So 5 is in, has not yet been announced. 6, the Browns are on the clock. We're going to step aside for a very quick minute. This stream is going to keep going on YouTube, on the Yahoo Sports YouTube page. So we're still going to talk. Guys, your mics are hot, okay? We are right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, tell me why you didn't like Carnell Tate.
Because his teammate shows you what a real top 5 pick looks like. Jeremiah Smith.
Right. But do you hold it against him?
No, I hold it against the Titans for taking him here. The way I feel about Carnell Tate is that's like ideally a really high-end like wide receiver 2 for an offense.
Yes.
Because when you look at the speed, first of all, I don't think he fits the athletic profile of someone you should be taking top 5.
Correct.
We have a trade.
As wide receiver. So it was hard for me to watch Jeremiah Smith on the same field and say, this is someone you should be taking top 5. I think he's a starter, a long-term starter, but this is the 4th pick of the draft.
Correct.
A little more rare skill set.
No, I do agree with that, because it's just, that's why I always kept squinting when I was like, it's funny, this was my gut instinct when we first started doing the mocks, whenever all the teams were final in their spots. I think we did either Tate or Tyson or somebody at 4. And I was like, that is rich.
Right.
And I remember thinking that. And again, but this is another team, the Robert Saleh, think how traditional his defense is.
Yeah.
4-3, big spacing of defensive line. These guys, and I don't agree with it because I'm all about BPA, these coaches go, that's not a scheme fit. And this is a team where the GM listens to a lot to his coaches. You could look at their free agency. This is a Chiefs guy. And if you look at what Andy Reid has done in Kansas City. So to me, it's just like they listen to the coaches, and I could see them just going, that's not for us.
See, I think some of the discussion around Carnell Tate after the draft was interesting when people were surprised that he ran in the mid 4.5. Like, that's what he looks like on tape.
Yeah.
He's not burning people. He's winning at the catch point, which is also kind of a red flag.
But some of the best receivers in the league were run 4.5.
Yeah, I mean, not getting caught
So
after.
what?
It's
That's
all about
not top 5 picks.
I get what you're saying because
Don't
you
do
want
that.
the top, and I agree because I really like taking receivers high because I think if you're picking top 10, you just why are you going receiver?